WSTKS-FM Worldwide. Digital collaborative learning for the 21st century. Hello again and welcome back to the Collaborative Café, a podcast about the integration of generative artificial intelligence into undergraduate education. My name is Stokes Schwartz, and I'm a professor in the Center for Integrative Studies in the Arts and Humanities at Michigan State University. The ideas presented here reflect my continued research and related ideas around the increasing role played by artificial intelligence in the college and university classroom. During today's program, we will revisit how artificial intelligence can be used to sharpen critical thinking skills among the students populating our courses. Let's jump right in. The Foundation for Critical Thinking defines critical thought as, quote, the art of analyzing and evaluating thinking with a view to improving it, end quote. Cognitive scientist Daniel Willingham echoes that point, describing the activity as novel, self-directed, and in-depth thought about any topic or issue. When artificial intelligence becomes part of the equation, it is vital that we not abdicate our role as thinkers and innovators, but instead keep the nuanced judgment and problem-solving skills of humans at the forefront of any interaction with the technology. Indeed, informed thinking about artificial intelligence is essential to leverage its possibilities, improve its outputs, and navigate its shortcomings. In a post-secondary context, the technology can admittedly help students in the early stages of their research to connect ideas, provide feedback, and better grasp abstract concepts. But how do we get our students to step back for a moment from the near overwhelming promise of artificial intelligence as a last-minute stopgap measure, hoping their professors won't catch on in the process? How might we, on the contrary, encourage them to think more critically about AI-generated output and the potential ramifications of its integration into their coursework? That is where college and university instructors can play a leading role. In short, we must guide our students to approach AI interactions with skepticism, reflect on and verify any output, all the better to cultivate their critical thinking skills, while at the same time increase their knowledge of course content, meet learning goals, and acquire more broadly applicable 21st century competencies. After a short pause, we'll look at just a few possible suggestions for cultivating that critical thought in the undergraduates we teach. I'll be right back. As a reminder, we are looking today at a few practical classroom activities we can use to cultivate both AI literacy and critical thinking skills among college and university students. With her article, Guiding Students to Assess the Merits of Artificial Intelligence Tools, Suwaina Sharma provides a few suggestions to that end. In humanities courses, students can compare their interpretations of poetry, prose, or film, for example, with AI's responses, and then discuss and critique that information, prompting the technology to clarify and expand on its output. In a music context, students might use AI to collaboratively develop a composition and then refine that based on criteria they develop and debate between themselves and the AI. For STEM courses, students can first collaborate to solve problems and then compare their solutions with those generated by an artificial intelligence, contrasting the two processes to determine how solutions are derived and where any mistakes arise. Throughout, students construct, collaborate, and create knowledge, while at the same time fostering deeper engagement with their own learning. Andrew Marcinek, in Beyond Prompts, Fostering Critical Thinking and Design with AI in the Classroom, offers a few of his own practical ideas for integrating AI into our teaching and learning practices. These possibilities include use of the technology for enhanced storytelling through human and AI collaboration on writing and illustration tasks, the use of artificial intelligence to enhance coding projects, and even building simple AI models in order to understand the technology, its capabilities, and limitations better. Critical thinking, creative problem solving, ethical considerations, and embracing failure as part of the learning process, he points out, are essential in each case. By focusing student efforts on the learning process rather than easy end product consumption, college and university instructors can both empower and encourage undergraduates to engage more thoughtfully with artificial intelligence. In the article Critical Thinking with AI, Two Approaches, Elan Paulson suggests two strategies that college and university instructors might use in the classroom to cultivate both AI literacy and critical thinking skills among their students. The Navigator's Map activity asks students to prompt an AI with course-specific requests and then compare its outputs with reliable sources. Her second approach is the Sculptor's Stone exercise, which asks students to refine AI output based on criteria that they determine beforehand. The two methods can be combined to help students understand both the capabilities of artificial intelligence as well as its limitations, promoting active engagement with and critical evaluation of the generated output. By modeling these processes and encouraging experimentation, Paulson notes, we instructors occupy a key position to help students develop and improve their critical thinking skills rather than rely on artificial intelligence as a last-minute Band-Aid. Michael McDowell suggests within his essay, Helping Students Check for Bias in AI Outputs, what he terms the perspective analysis approach. Here, students first identify their position on a controversial topic, articulate the reasoning behind their thinking, and consider how best to support that view. Learners then explore different perspectives on the situation, the related rationale, and available evidence. Finally, they enlist an artificial intelligence and ask it to create supporting and opposing positions, later scrutinizing the generated output for the presence of clear claims, supporting evidence, and reasoning. Students consider, too, whether or not the AI-generated claims align with or contrast their own thinking, and if that output represents multiple points of view. They also look into the validity and reliability of the evidence provided by their chosen artificial intelligence. Students conclude the exercise by summarizing what they have learned about the affordances and limitations of the technology. WSTKS-FM Worldwide. Digital collaborative learning for the 21st century. If you find this podcast helpful, be sure to hit like, share, and subscribe. Before we wrap up, let's quickly recap the various ways in which we might cultivate AI literacy and related critical thinking about its output among college and university students. In both humanities and STEM courses, learners can compare and contrast their own interpretations and solutions in relation to those generated by AI, critiquing both in the process. Enhanced storytelling, coding projects, and the construction of simple AI models in collaboration with artificial intelligence better enable students to understand the technology, its capabilities, and limitations. The Navigator's Map activity asks students to prompt an AI with course-specific requests and then compare its outputs with reliable sources, while the Sculptor's Stone exercise has students refine AI output based on their own predetermined criteria. Finally, the Perspective Analysis activity encourages students to develop, compare, and contrast their own arguments about controversial issues alongside those generated by an artificial intelligence. For more information on any of the critical thinking about AI output activities highlighted today, refer to the links shared in the description below. And with that, we come to the end of today's program, in which we have looked at various ways college and university instructors might promote critical thinking about artificial intelligence use and its output among the students with whom we collaborate. Join me next time when we'll continue our ongoing discussion of how Gen AI impacts post-secondary teaching and learning practices. Until then, thank you for joining me yet again in the Collaborative Café. My name is Stokes Schwartz, and I'll talk to you again soon. Until then, have a healthy, safe, and productive week. Bye for now. You've just heard a podcast from WSTKS-FM Worldwide, digital collaborative learning for the 21st century.